everyone, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over 10 fantasy, romantasy, or dystopian books that I just really haven't heard a whole lot about. These are all books I haven't heard much about. They all have under 5,000 ratings on Goodreads, and for one reason or another they have caught my eye, and these are all on my radar to hopefully read soon, so I thought I would share them in case you're looking for any recommendations, and hopefully you'll find something here that you will like that you haven't heard of before. But let's start with the first book, which is The Great Tree of Iris by Jess Skoltety, and this is an epic romantasy standalone. The Great Tree of Iris is a place of unmatched healing for humans. Pop scholar Leah Tovar protects the tree in honor of her father, but lately she's been having visions of the tree's tragic demise. When Rory, an elf from the hidden city of Coralli, arrives looking for experts to save the decaying sacred sunflower field, Leah starts to think that these two situations are connected. In order to save the tree, Leah has to learn to trust 6 allies: a youthful jeweler, a haunted scholar, a vibrant secret keeper, an ink delver on a mission, a wizard looking for a friend, and a dragon looking for a home. They discover one part of a deadly prophecy and are desperate for a way to challenge fate. I love epic romantasy, and this being a standalone is definitely a bonus. This sounds like it could possibly include some kind of curse, which I tend to enjoy. The 6 allies really intrigue me, especially the dragon. That sounds like it could be a great setup for a found family, which I love. Sounds like an exciting read, and I wouldn't have to commit to a series, so that's always great. The second book is An Arcane Study of Stars by Sydney J. Shields. And this is a historical, dark academia, fantasy, romance standalone. When Claudia is rejected from Cygnus University, a devilish stranger named Dorian appears in her nightmares and offers her a bargain. He will get her into Cygnus University if she will learn how to free him from his prison of stars. He takes a bite of her soul to seal the deal, and she wakes to a letter from Cygnus University stating that she will take the place of Odette, a student who has passed. Her arrival causes rumors to spread that she played a part in Odette's passing, and Cassius, the High Sage's apprentice and Claudia's fellow rhetoric student, seems determined to humiliate her. Hoping to clear her name, she starts searching for evidence, and someone or something starts slipping her pieces of Odette's journal, and this leads her to a terrifying discovery. Over the last century, celestial witches at Cygnus University have been murdered. Odette was one of them, and Claudia could be next. I love a dark academia, especially in the fall. That's when I'm hoping to read this. This is another standalone, which is always nice. We have an academy setting, which I tend to like. I'm intrigued by the murders and by this star prison that Dorian is stuck in. So I think this will be a great standalone to hopefully read this fall. The third book is Asperfell by Jamie Thomas, and this is the first book in the Asperfell trilogy. Only the darkest and most dangerous mages are sentenced to go through the gates to Asperfell. No one has ever returned. Brienne never imagined she would set foot in Asperfell's prison because she is neither a mage nor a criminal. But Brienne has a knack for showing up where she's least expected. Only by braving the gate of Asperfell can she hope to find the true heir to the throne and save her kingdom from civil war. This is a finished fantasy romance trilogy. What's beyond the gates, Asperfell itself, and the prison is all really intriguing to me. I'm curious to find out more about the heir that she's searching for. It mentions a bleak and broken prince who has no interest in being rescued. I'm assuming it's him. I'm curious to find out his story. It says it's hauntingly beautiful and lavishly told, which sounds right up my alley. Next up is The Bone Dagger by Clara Rhodes, and this is the first book in the Out of Darkness duet. This is a dark romantasy duet. Only one book is out, and it just came out, I'm pretty sure, so there probably will be quite a wait for the second one. Helena was born with the blood of a hell god in her veins and has lived her life in secrecy, hidden from a realm already teetering on the edge of ruin. When tragedy rips her family apart and the heir to the throne is lost, Helena is sent into exile, and her power is now a beacon to enemies. Beyond the Ashcliff Mountains are monsters and darker forces that want that weapon that Helena carries within her. She is captured by Theodon, the feared captain of a mysterious legion, and thrust into a war that goes far beyond her imagining. Theodon believes that Helena is the key to victory, but in order to unlock her power, he needs the Bone Dagger, an ancient relic that bonds gods, beasts, and mortals alike. But the price the bone dagger will demand is Helena's mortal life. This sounds like it'll be a darker fantasy, and that tends to be my favorite kind. It mentions monsters, and I love monsters in fantasy. I'm really intrigued to learn more about Helena and the bone dagger. I don't know, something about the synopsis, the cover just really caught my attention, and I am really hoping to get to this one soon. Book number 5 is The Knowing Witch by M.M. Parks, and this is the first book in the Omnis trilogy. This is a dark romantasy trilogy. There's 2 books out right now, and the third is meant to come out in September. Ina prides herself on being one of the most talented witches in her coven. All witches are gifted a power from their goddess on their 27th birthday, but the power Ina is gifted is dangerous and forbidden. 3 strange men show up in her village looking for something, and she gets pulled into their schemes. Old wounds are reopened, and she starts to question what she knows as she's tempted further and further from the path she's on towards the unknown. It's another darker romantasy, like I said, that tends to be my favorite. It mentions that it has a unique nature-centric magic system and distinctive world building, which definitely sounds like something I could really like. Sounds like another great fall-time book with witches and dark powers. Next up is Scorched Skies by E.J. Mello, and this is the first book in the Way of Wings duology. This is a finished romantasy duology that is inspired by the Icarus myth. Hanwen lives a life of secrecy because as a child of a forbidden union, her very existence is punishable by death. Crown Prince Zolya must fulfill his father's every whim. He's ordered to capture Tonwen's brother and father and whisk them away to his kingdom in the sky. Hanwen infiltrates the royal court by disguising herself as a servant in hopes of saving her family, but she realizes that there is actually more to save than just her family, and there is more to Prince Zolya than meets the eye. Their worlds collide, and their star-crossed relationship intensifies under the king's oppression. When their loyalties pull them in opposite directions, they have to decide if their love can bridge the divide, or if they have flown too close to the sun. I love books with spying and infiltrating. This sounds like it has that. This star-crossed relationship definitely has me intrigued. Duologies and trilogies tend to be my favorites, so a finished duology is always great. This one just really caught my attention. I'm hoping to read it sometime soon. I kind of want to read it in the summer. It seems like a good summery read. Next up is Convergence by Kirsten Dunn, and this is the first book in the Soulbound trilogy. This is a dystopian romance trilogy. There's only 1 book out right now. The second one is coming out in December. In the underground city of Burroughs, every 18-year-old has to face the Convergence, a sacred ceremony where ancient animals called oriths decide who is worthy of powers and of a life bond with them. Lennon's time to face the Convergence is upon her. She will either emerge from the ceremony bonded, or she will be exiled to the Earth's toxic surface to die. Slade was exiled 2 years ago after being deemed unworthy. He expected to die when he reached the surface, but now he leads those that were forced to the surface, and he protects them from the dangers that are prowling on the surface and the lies that drove them all there. Secrets and impossible choices close in, and the greatest threat may be from within. I've been wanting to read more dystopian. I've only read a couple, but I really have enjoyed it, and this one just caught my eye. The bonding with ancient animals sounds like something I could really like. The lies mentioned that Slade is protecting those on Earth from have me intrigued. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Lennon and to learn more about this world. Number 8 is A Wraith Beneath the Tides by Amelia J., and this is the first book in the Beyond the Tides trilogy. This is a romantasy trilogy. There's 2 books out currently. Esmira was raised in secret by the sea's most feared pirate. She knows nothing of her past or the origins of her mysterious powers. Draven is the second-born son of the Tyrant King and the only known fire wielder in the realm. Esmira captures Draven to use to barter with the king for her captain's life. Her barter is refused, and she is instead tasked with unearthing a kingdom that was lost 1,000 years prior. Together, the 2 of them have to navigate lies and secrets in search of this sunken kingdom. They have to decide who to trust and how far they're willing to go for those that they love. I've been wanting to try out more fantasy with mermaids and pirates, and from what I saw, I think this is going to have that. I love the idea of searching for this lost, sunken kingdom. It sounds really exciting. This is one I would kind of like to get to in the summer, so hopefully I will read it pretty soon. Number 9 is Paper Castles by Ellie Ember, and this is the first book in the Paper Castles trilogy. This is a new adult dystopian trilogy trilogy, there's 2 books out. After the queen is assassinated, 20-year-old Alexandria is named heir. She can only ascend if she makes it to the throne, and the citizens have been given free rein to take her out on her way to the palace and claim the throne for themselves. She's assigned a protector to help her out on her journey to the palace. Along the way, she discovers a twisted thread that connects herself, the dead queen, and the war that killed her first love. Will she risk her life to save her people, or will her fears of the past keep her in hiding and allow an even bigger threat to emerge? This is another dystopian. Like I said, I'm wanting to read more of them. Having to fight her way to the palace against all of these citizens sounds really exciting and tense. This one just sounds different from the other dystopians that I've read so far, and I'm definitely very interested. The last book is going to be The Saltwater Heir by Cassidy Clark, and this is the first book in the Blood and Water saga. This is a fantasy romance series. There are going to be 6 books. There are 4 out right now. Princess Soren of Nyx is no stranger to loss after a decade-long war with the neighboring kingdom of Atlas. But her best friend is slowly succumbing to a cruel Atlas poison. So she comes up with a plan to kidnap the enemy prince and use him to barter for the antidote. But when the prince calls her by his sister's name, whose death started this war, everything changes. She's stolen away to Atlas and trapped behind enemy lines, and is surrounded by a family that she doesn't remember. She must navigate this kingdom that she knows nothing about to find this antidote. Memories start to fight to take over. Memories of a different life, a different home, a different girl. Dark forbidden magic is awakened, threatening both her new life and her old one. I am super intrigued by this whole lost family and her memories coming back and how she's going to navigate all of that. This sounds different from anything that I've read before. It sounds tense and exciting and mysterious, and I am really excited to give this one a try. But that is all 10 of the books on this list. Let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these, and if you have, what did you think? I will leave my Instagram and Goodreads in the description if you're interested. I would really appreciate it if you checked them out. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in the next one.